What is good, Jerusalem? Josh here. And if I told you that I was excited about what we're doing today, that would be an understatement. And the reason that I'm so excited is because we have 3 segments of today's workout. We have a push-pull strength section, which will take us about 15 minutes. And that's what I'm about to talk to you about. We have a workout, which is going to take you about 10 minutes. And then we have a finisher, which is going to take about 5 minutes. But the part that I'm most excited about is that first part, that strength work. And the reason I'm excited is because we're doing slow and controlled tempo movement. And when I say slow and controlled tempo movement, you can really use almost no weight to get a great benefit out of this. Let's say I'm doing a press. I'm getting into a good position. I'm controlled press up, squeezing at the top, holding my position for a second, and then a controlled descent, and then holding it for a second at the bottom while I get set up again. And the reason that is such a good thing to do is because when you do slow and controlled tempo movement, not only are you preserving your joints and teaching your body correct movement patterns that are going to serve you when you go to lift those heavy weights, you get a great stimulus out of this, even if you don't have such heavy weights available to you, by doing it in a slow and controlled way. And it's what I call movement meditation, which means you're connecting your mind with your body and doing things consciously. So here's what we're doing for our push-pull strength work. We're going to start with the press. You're going to get a couple of dumbbells, or you can use a backpack. I'll show you how in a minute. Set up for it. Make sure you're squeezing your butt, squeezing your stomach hard. Get set looking straight ahead. Press in a controlled fashion. Squeeze it at the top. Make sure you're locked out, locking those elbows out, pushing the dumbbells in the ceiling. Lowering it in a controlled way. Getting reset. Take a nice breath and press it up again. Squeeze at the top. Make sure you're balanced. And then coming back down again in a controlled fashion. So you're going to do 10 repetitions, which should take you really close to a minute to do those 10 repetitions. If you're doing them controlled during all segments of the movement. Then you're going to get one of your dumbbells or a backpack. I'll show you in a minute. You'll put it on your back or in front of you. I'm going to do back. And I'm going to do a good morning exercise. And the good morning exercise, ladies and gentlemen, is a supreme exercise for again, teaching our bodies the hip hinge. How often do we hurt our backs while picking something up, whether it's in an exercise setting or it's an at-home setting, because our hinging is incorrect. We're either rounding our back or we're doing something weird and putting our spine in a compromised position. So practicing this movement slow and controlled is going to force you to move in a correct way, hinging at the hip without rounding your spine. And what you're going to do, guys, when you're warming up for today's workout is you're going to grab a broomstick and you are going to stretch out your muscles a little bit. You're going to do some motion, and specifically I want you to practice that hip hinge, that good morning. Take a broomstick, put it right alongside your spine. This is during your warm-up. You'll notice that I have a space here where I can slide my hand between the broomstick and my spine. That's the natural curvature of the spine. I do have contact right on the tailbone. I do have contact between my shoulder blades on my spine. And I do have contact on the back of my head. So that's 3 points of contact. And I'll practice hinging. And I'll test myself. Do I still have 3 points of contact? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm good. Can I still slide my hand between my spine and the broomstick? Yeah? Good. Do that during your warm-up. And do a bunch of reps of that, 10 or 15 reps, nice and slow. And make sure, if at some point I'm breaking and I lose contact at my shoulders or at my back, so then I know, hey, I'm rounding my back. Maybe I went down too far, or maybe I should slow it down a little bit and just go halfway down or so. You should feel a good stretch in the hamstring. So that's your warm-up. That's your strength work. Again, for the strength work, you should spend about a minute doing your 10 presses, about a minute doing your 10 slow and controlled good mornings, then give it a rest for a minute. Repeat that 5 times. Total of about 15 minutes for the strength work. If I'm with a backpack and I want to do the pressing, again, I'll just get set up here, press it out overhead, controlled. Make sure I'm balanced at the top. I don't want to finish out in front. I want to finish back here. Make sure I'm in a tight position. Same goes for the good morning. I can even just throw the backpack on and do my good mornings. But I can also hold the backpack in front of me and do the good mornings. That'll probably give you a little bit more of a challenge if you're using a backpack. That's the strength work. That's the warm-up. Now comes workout of the daytime. We have 10 minutes, and here's what we got going on for the workout of the day. 10-minute drill. It's 5 movements. You're going to spend 2 minutes on each movement. The first one is you're going to hold a plank for as long as you can of 2 minutes. Now, 2 minutes is a long time to plank. I'm not going to lie to you. 2 minutes is a long for, I think the world record is like 4 hours, but for us normal humans, 2 minutes is a while. So what I'm going to do is recommend that you go into your plank position, but also consider spending some time in the side plank position, right? Right, I can also go from the knees, plank, and then I can do from the knees, the side plank. The side plank is such a critical component of developing the belt of muscle around your midsection, which is going to protect your spine. I really think it's an important movement to spend some time in. So for today's workout, spend some time in the front plank, but also spend some time in the side plank. 2 minutes. You're done those 2 minutes. You're going to do 2 minutes of push pressing. Again, use your judgment here. If all you have is a heavy load of dumbbells, then perhaps you'll just take one and do your push presses with a single dumbbell. Remember, we're trying to go for 2 minutes, as many reps as we can. So you don't want to go super duper heavy on this. So if you have a lighter weight, or if you have a heavier weight, just use one of them. If you have a lighter weight, you can use two. Or if you have a backpack or whatever, again, you can just use two. You can use both arms for this. All right, so 2 minutes of plank, 2 minutes of deadlift. Sorry, 2 minutes of plank, then 2 minutes of deadlift, then the 2 minutes of push press, okay? So deadlifts, we're doing dumbbell deadlifts. Again, use what you learned in the beginning of the workout when you were doing those good mornings, you're working on your hip hinge. Apply that skill now in the deadlift. You don't have to go all the way to the floor if that feels like it's forcing you to round your spine or if it's forcing you to strain yourself. Just go to the knees or a little bit lower than the knees if you can. Practicing good mechanics just like you did during the strength work, okay? And again, if you're with a backpack, same deal. It's 2 minutes. Here we're not necessarily trying to go slow and controlled, but we do want to make sure that we're maintaining good form. Squeezing your butt at the top, keeping your shoulders back at the bottom, and keeping the stomach hard throughout, okay? So, just to summarize, 2 minutes of plank, 2 minutes of deadlift, 2 minutes of the push press, then 2 more minutes of deadlift, then 2 minutes of plank, total of 10 minutes, you're done the workout. Take a couple minutes to rest and shake it out. Your final thing I'm going to ask you to do is a 5-minute drill. It's an EMOM, every minute on the minute for 5 minutes. We're going to do 30 seconds of push-ups, followed by 30 seconds of plank, right? Nice solid push-ups, and then a nice plank position. If you feel like your shoulders are already fried up and you don't want to do that, another option is just to do 30 seconds of dips. And again, I can bend the knees a little bit if I want to make it a little easier if my shoulders are tired, and then do 30 seconds of a crab hold. Okay, it works a different segment of the shoulders. It's more of an extension. It's more about opening up your chest. It's less about working on the deltoids. So that might be a better alternative if your shoulders are already tired. 30 seconds of dips, 30 seconds of crab hold, 5 times. That's a total of 5 minutes. All right, guys, I already took too much of your time. Have fun, stretch it out when you're done, and I'll see you tomorrow.